just to show the difference between the original material that we used on the B pillar and C pillar trim and the material I'm using. You can see this is aged and discolored quite a lot. It's also rips quite easily, but it does wrap quite well to the contours of the B and C pillars. I'm going with this Ultra Suede. I think it's also called Alcantara. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it correctly. I bought this with no foam backing, and it works fine for the B and C pillars, but it doesn't work for things like the sunroof. It just doesn't drape into the parts of the sunroof. So I went with pretty much the same color, but it's foam backed. You can get this off eBay, and it's not very expensive. I think it cost me as much to ship it as it did for the material. Anyway, this is the insert for the sunroof piece, and the sunroof is over there, which I'll get to in a minute. This is the sunroof that's going in the car, or headliner. Why do I keep calling them sunroof? Sorry about that. This is the headliner that's going in the car. And that's what I'm going to be working on today. This is the foam back material, and it stretches and fits into these contours pretty well. And it matches the B and the C trim pillars and the A pillars. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to put the headliner in, and there are a number of pieces you need to complete this operation. This is the best of the two original rear, I guess sun visor holder clips. The other one, that's all that's left of it. So I guess after 36 years, they're pretty fragile. This one just crumbled away. I have these, but they're a different type. Not going to use them. Just temporarily, I'm going to use these little plates to hold the front of the headliner in. These hand grabs, they go into the back and will support the back of the headliner. These three little clips I borrowed from a friend, Martin, because I couldn't find the ones I have. They clip into the back of the headliner and just push into plugs. So there's three of them there. And then there's the headliner itself. So I had to cut some more holes in for the handle mechanism for the sunroof and the interior switch for the light, or the light switch, light unit. I'm going with the old style. I tried to use the newer style, this black one here, but it's a little bit too big, and it doesn't indent as well as this style. So just going with that. This is the color of the original trim, going with a bit darker. Oops. So yeah, I'll try and get this installed. Might try and film it. Not sure how it's going to go. Another point is, this is extremely fragile, this headliner. I've had to repair it in a couple of places. It flexes quite a bit. It's made from very thin, like recycled cardboard type material. It does tend to break quite easily. I've got some epoxy carbon fiber on it just to strengthen it in a couple of places where it cracked. I'll flip it over and show you where the plugs go at the back, and then try and install it. One other thing, I did complete installing the third brake light, so I needed to add wiring for that. You can see it's up there. I've got the plug, the wiring's in, and there is a bulb clip that goes in the back of that third brake light. Maybe install that just to support the rear edge of the headliner before I put it in. Then there's clips that come up here and fold over the sunroof and support it all around the edge here. Also, I've installed this, which is the winding mechanism, and that mates with the trim piece that goes around here and actually lifts up the sunroof. So I'll give it a go. Thanks. Just before putting the headliner in, I recommend that you find the holes for the rear grab handles and mark them on the other side of the headliner. I punctured a couple of holes here, two here, same on the other side. Hopefully this will allow me to find the screws into the metal work a bit easier, because otherwise I'm going to be pretty much guessing when a headliner's in the car. So just a quick note there. Okay, so probably stopping for the day. The headliner's in, just kind of resting the sunroof panel on top, show you what it'll kind of look like. Certainly going to be fairly dark. I like it. Pillar trims on too, both sides. Really quite like the rear brake light. I think that is pretty good because I'm going to probably have blackout tail lights, so that'll help. Same when the brakes come on. And the Quattro logo. Then next step, I think I've got to tackle the electrical. So I'm going to clear out all of this stuff, which I should have probably done before I put the headliner in. I get rid of all this junk and tools and stuff. Make some space. Start working the wiring and the engine loom. Planning on running air conditioning. So the evaporator's in. The ECU and wiring loom for the engine management's got to go over on that side, so that's going to be a bit of a tight fit. See how that works out. That's about it. Thanks and good night from Lost Mouse Banner.